Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm glad you're here. Today I'm going to show you how we make sourdough pizza. Sourdough pizza is an anchor for our family. It's something that we make every Friday night, and it's one of those meals that we all really look forward to. Who doesn't love pizza, right? The recipe I have been relying upon for years is the King Arthur sourdough pizza crust recipe, and I think it's fantastic. So in many sourdough pizza recipes, you'll only rely upon the sourdough itself to do the proofing of the dough. But this is a great one if you're short on time or you forgot to set your starter out that morning. It's great because it rises really fast and you still get that excellent sourdough taste. I have used many other recipes over the years, but this one is one I just keep going back to. So come along as we make this tried and true sourdough pizza recipe. I hope you enjoy. I like to take my sleepy sourdough out of the refrigerator and set it on the countertop the night before. This way it can get acclimated to room temperature. The next morning, I go ahead and feed my starter approximately equal parts flour and water. Now I do not measure this, but as long as the end result looks somewhat like pancake batter, you should be good. And now we wait for the sourdough starter to rise. Remember, this is going to be your key player in your sourdough pizza. This is what is going to give it that delicious rise and flavor. About midday Friday, this is what the starter looks like. It's certainly growing, isn't it? For the homemaker, it's all about traditions, isn't it? After all, we're the ones that often set the tone of the home. Will there be pretty candles and music? Why not? Make it beautiful for your family so they know you've been thinking of them. For me, I love getting a nice apron on, putting some pretty music on to play, and lighting my candles. And it goes without saying that for the homemaker with long hair, we must put it up. No one likes hair in their pizza. Right around 5 o'clock, this is what the sourdough starter looks like. To my KitchenAid mixer, I'm going to add 1 cup of starter, 1 teaspoon of salt, and a half a teaspoon of yeast. Next, I'm adding 2.5 cups of all-purpose unbleached flour. Put on your dough attachment and mix for 7 minutes. Next, add half a cup of warm water while the dough is mixing. This is what you'll want your dough to look like at the end of mixing. I preheat my oven to 375, which is different than what the recipe calls for, and I let my dough rest on the stove for about 45 minutes, covered with a towel. I also go ahead and put my pizza stone into the oven to preheat at this time. After 45 minutes, I check the dough to make sure it's risen sufficiently. And now it's time to get rolling. This recipe makes 2 medium-sized pizza crusts. Now bear in mind that the King Arthur recipe calls for unfed or discard sourdough. That just means sourdough that hasn't been fed like I did today. I, however, prefer the fed version of this recipe. With enough time and practice, the homemaker takes freedom and liberties with certain recipes. You must do what works best for your family, and of course, cook them what they enjoy. For us, this particular variation on the recipe has been a favorite of all of ours. This summer we have really been enjoying just a simple raw cheddar cheese pizza with uncured ham and basil. It's a great combination. Speaking of basil, now's the time to go out to the garden and get some. Yum! It tastes good. Until next Friday. And there you have it. It's as easy as that. I hope that this video has inspired you to try your hand at sourdough. Sourdough really is such an integral part of delicious food. I hope you feel encouraged and inspired to try using sourdough if you haven't already. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.